Welcome back to my channel. My name is Josephine. I'm here to teach you how to cut and sew a fitted pencil gown. Please watch to the end of the video. You will understand it bit by bit. I will try to be explicit in all the explanation. Please hit the red button, the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload. Like and share. Please do give this video a thumbs up. If there's any question, any comment, drop it at the comment section below. I'll be pleased to answer all. Let's start. First of all, the measurements we are going to use for the fitted pencil gown is shoulder measurement 16 inches, shoulder to bust point 10.5 inches, round bust 42 inches, shoulder to under bust 14 inches, round under bust 35 inches, shoulder to waist measurement 17 inches, round waist measurement 36 inches, shoulder to hip measurement 25 inches, round hip measurement 42 inches. The gown length is 43 inches. Then the armhole measurement is 18 inches. Let's start. Now we are going to fold considering the largest part of the body, which is the hip measurement. We are going to fold considering the hip measurement. The hip measurement is 42 inches. Divide it into 4 will give us 10.5 inches. Will give us 10.5 inches. Then we are going to add 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I'm going to add another 2 inches. Later you know why I add the other 2 inches. Our body measurement is 10.5 inches plus 2 inches, 12.5, 14.5 inches. In all, we are going to fold into 2, about 15.5 inches. Now we are going to start by indicating our starting point this way. This is our starting point. Now we are going to take our straight body measurement, or you call it vertical measurement. From the shoulder let's assume that this is our shoulder. Let's assume that this is our shoulder measurement, shoulder line. We are going to take down 10.5 inches for bust point measurement. Under bust measurement, which is 14 inches. Waist measurement 17 inches. That's from the shoulder to the bust point 10.5 inches. Shoulder to the under bust 14 inches. Shoulder to waistline 17 inches. Now shoulder to upper hip 25 inches. Now from shoulder to full blouse length, the full blouse length is 43 inches. 43 inches plus the hemming allowance 44 inches. These are upper hip measurements. These are waistline. These are under bust. These are bust points. Now we are going to take our shoulder measurement. Our shoulder measurement is 18 inches divided by 2 will give us is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2 will give us 8 inches plus half inch joining allowance. Plus half inch joining allowance. Then our neck going to take 3 1/8 for neck standard in order to get our shoulder slope. We come down here by 1 inch because our shoulder is not straight. Then connect it to these 3 inches that we map out here. Then go up by half inch for shoulder joining allowance. That is half inch. Now from here, we're going to take our armhole measurement, which is 18 inches divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. This is the 9 inches here. Use our ruler to connect. Now from this 1 inch that we came down with to this our shoulder line, we have 8 inches. We divide it into 2. We have 4 inches here. We go in by half inch. Connect here. Then you map out your armhole curve. That's for front armhole. This is for back armhole. This is for front, this is for back armhole. Now we are going to take the measurement of our neck line. We are taking 4 1/2. Here is 3 inches. Then plus 1 inch diagonally. You follow the line this way. Then our neck depth. Our neck depth is, we are coming down with 4. We are coming down with 4 inches. These are 4 inches. Then we connect. It's a round neck. Now we are going to take our dart measurement. It's 4 inches. Four inches here. 4 inches here. 4 inches here. We are going to connect with ruler. Now from the bust point line, we are coming down 1 inch in order to connect our dart leg. Then at the hip line, we are going up with 2 inches. Then at the waistline here, we are taking half inch on both sides. On the waistline here, you take half inch on both sides. From the bust line, you come down with 1 inch. From the hip line, you go up with 1 inch. Then from here, you connect to that 2 inches that we went up with. Then from here, you connect to the 1 inch that we came down with. That's for that. Now we are going to take our horizontal measurement. Our bust measurement is 42 divided by 4 will give us 10.5 inches, which is 10.5 inches here. I'm going to give 0.525 is allowance, then our 2 inches seam allowance. Then our underbust measurement is 35 divided by 4 will give us 8.75. Now these are 8.75. These are 8.75 plus half inch dart here plus 0.25 is allowance, then plus our seam allowance, 2 inches seam allowance. Now our waist measurement is 36 inches divided by 4 will give us 9 inches. These are 9 inches here. Our dart here is 1 inch. We are going to add a 1 inch here plus 0.25 is allowance, then 2 inches seam allowance. Now our hip measurement is 42 inches divided by 4 will give us 10.5 inches. Here is our 10.5 inches plus 0.25 is allowance, then plus 2 inches seam allowance. Now in order to get our pencil skirt, here we have 10.5 inches here plus 0.25 is allowance plus seam allowance, all we have 13 inches. Then I want it to be very pencil. I'm going to take 11.5 inches. Now we are going to connect. This is our hip side. Give it a hip shape. And use a stretch ruler to connect. I'm going to come down with 2 inches from the hip line. Also curve it through. Now I'm going to cut. Now I've cut the front part. I'm going to cut the back part. We are just going to place the front part against the back side, the back pattern dress, to get the back side. We're just going to place the front side against the back side to get the back side. The difference here is that we are going to consider the zipper allowance here. I'm going to rule out this our zip allowance here.
Let me see if I will use free hand. Okay, see there is no ruler.
These are zip allowance. Now we are going to transfer all our line except the bust. We are going to transfer the waist, because at the back we don't consider under bust because there is no bust at the back. Then the hip, that's the two important line that we are going to consider at the back. I'm going to cut straight, cutting from here to get our back side. This is the shoulder allowance for joining. I'm going to open up for zip. This is our zipper allowance. Now I'm going to remove the front armhole. This is our front armhole. Then I'm going to remove the front neckline. This is all for our front bodice. Now we are going to work with the back bodice. First of all, we are going to transfer this is the waist measurement. This is the hip. This is the hip measurement. Now we're going to take our darts here. Our dart is 4 inches. These are that 4 inches is the hip. We are going to connect. Now we are going to take ½ inch on both sides on the waistline. You take ½ inch here, ½ inch here on the waistline at the back, the way we took at the front. Then here also at the back, go up by 2 inches to connect our dart. At the down part, you go up by 2 inches. But at the upper part, irrespective of where you want it to be, if you want it to reach to the armhole, it's okay. All depends on you. I'm going to connect it here, almost my armhole. Now, I'm going to come down for my neck depth here. I'm going to come down by 6. I'm going to come down by 6.5 for my neck depth. This is my neck. I'm going to connect sort of a straight, round neck. That's for my neckline. Then at the waist area, now for the back, we are going to get our this is our hip measurement 25. Then coming down from our hip measurement, we are going to count down 6 inches. 1 2 3 4 5 6, that's 31. Going to draw, mark here, draw a straight line. At this point now, go in by ½ inch. Then the opening at the back, I'm going to use 8 inches. 8 inches here, plus the hem allowance that we have. Then here, I'm going to connect to the hip. From that ½ inch we took from the hip line to that 6 inches, we went in by ½ inch. I'm going to connect to the hip line. Also connect to this line. I came up from the gown length, I came up by 8 inches. From the gown length, you come up by 8 inches. Then from the hip line, you come down by 6 inches. Then at the waistline also, you go in by ½ inch. Connect 1 inch above the hip line. You come up 1 inch. From the waistline, you go in by ½ inch. On the hip line, you come up by 1 inch. You go in by ½ inch here. You come up by 1 inch here. You connect this with the ½ inch here. You connect to your neckline. Connect it this way. Then connect it this way. Now our zip allowance is 1 inch. Now we are going to follow all those ½ inch that we took in. We are going to follow it to get our 1 inch back. Then from here, now all this line now, we are going to eliminate it based on the ½ inch that we went in with. Now I'm going to cut the neckline. This is for the back side. This is for the front side. This is for the back, this is for the front. I will go ahead and cut the facing the sleeve. I have video on how to cut the different types of sleeve. Go and check it out. You will see how to cut sleeves. Then I'll go to the machine now and join it. You see how it looks. Okay, this is the end product of our project, the fitted pencil skirt. This is the sleeve. I cut a puff sleeve for it. Check my previous video on how to cut different types of sleeve. You will see it there. This is the front side. This is the back side. This is the back side. Now I'm going to put it on my mannequin so that you see how it is. Okay, this is the end product of our pencil gown. Look at how it looks in the mannequin. Please give it a trial. Please do remember to give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe, hit the notification bell so that I notify whenever I upload. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye.